Hey guys, what's up? This is Simon Marshall here. Well, I guess everybody's heard. Well, I heard through Twitter.com from Paul LeVay and the Nature Boy Ric Flair, including Fred Oddman, who we all know as Tugboat, Typhoon, and the Shockmaster. Yeah, if you all remember who he was, that's who he was. And then there was word from Dustin Runnels, aka Gold Dust, and Cody Runnels, aka Cody Rhodes. So it is true. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, passed away. I think he was found in his Orlando, Florida home this morning. I'm not sure what the cause was, but he has been having bad health issues that he's been battling with for a while. He had kidney failures for quite a while, I guess. So, but to me, he had so many great rivals. Like for me, what I remember about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, I saw him in NWA, which was Mid Atlantic National Wrestling Alliance. That's where he was so famous, cause believe it or not, he was a three-time world heavyweight champion. He's had some great fights with so many Hall of Famers or legends. Like, for example, my favorite rival with him is 16-time world heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He's also had a good rival with Harley Race, uh, oh, Arn Anderson, Tony Blanchard, Barry Windham, even J.J. Dillon, the Four Horsemen. You know, the the faction that was his greatest rival because he teamed up with the legendary Lex Luger when they battled the Four Horsemen. And I remember he also had a couple of good fights with, believe it or not, from the WWE. He battled WWE Hall of Famer Superstar Billy Graham for the WWE title at Madison Square Gardens. They had some great matches. One thing I'll miss about him is his charisma. He was a great teacher and a mentor for the WWE, and he was working with Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and I know the whole WWE universe is in great shock today. And my condolences go out to you, Cody Rhodes and Goldust and aka Stardust. I know your father was a really, really great man, and he was a great wrestler, and I'll never forget I got to see him in 1990 in Vancouver, British Columbia at the old Pacific Coliseum. Believe it or not, he took on the Macho Man, Randy Savage, aka the Macho King, with Queen Sherry. And believe it or not, the late, great Elizabeth was on his corner, along with his late manager, Sapphire, who also passed away. So, in his WWE time, he had a good rival with the Honky Tonk Man at SummerSlam 1989, the Big Boss Man at Survivor Series 1989. Then he was in the Royal Rumble, and then he had a WrestleMania 6 match with the Macho Man Randy Savage right until SummerSlam, and then at the Survivor Series he had a new rival with the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase and his Million Dollar Dream Team, because a very young Undertaker eliminated Dusty Rhodes in 1990, and then he got himself eliminated. And then 1991 was his last WWF match at the Royal Rumble, when he teamed up with his son Dustin Rhodes when they took on Ted DiBiase and Virgil. And then he decided to go back home, which was WCW. So, yeah, I guess Dusty Rhodes was born Virgil Runnels. I saw his Long Live the American Dream DVD. It was a really, really good documentary. And you know what was the saddest thing, which really hurt a lot of wrestling fans. Like, I never knew that him and Goldust did not talk for 5 years. I mean, that's so hurt and painful. I mean, I could not imagine being separated from my father or from my son. You know, if you haven't spoke for 5 years, it'll hurt you like hell, like crazy, because you really gotta stay connected somehow, and and I understand why he separated, and okay, it happens, and then I guess because of Cody Rhodes and his sisters, and I know they're. Let's hope on Monday night, I guess they'll do a good tribute to him on Raw. And I know that the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels said some really good words about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, today, and because Shawn Michaels is actually from Texas, and he grew up watching Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, because you know what, Shawn Michaels, you put in some good words on that top 25 greatest rivals in wrestling history. So yeah, so thank you, Shawn, for what you said about the American Dream, because you're from Texas, and you know what, he was working with the WWE for a long time, and you know what, I admire Dusty Rhodes, because he was one of the greatest world heavyweight champions, because that's why I love that big gold belt, because the American Dream had it. Like, I'll give you all the names who's respected that world heavyweight title. The one Triple H had in 2002, it was given to him by then general manager Eric Bischoff. That belt, which represents people who respected the world heavyweight title in that locker room, guys like Lou Thez, Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Jack Briscoe, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, who else? Harley Race, everyone from Kerry Von Erich, the late great Kerry Von Erich, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Lex Luger, even who was it? Well, yeah, and Shawn Michaels' good old pal, Triple H. So that's one thing I'll miss about the American Dream, because he was my all-time favorite as a kid, because I used to watch Dusty Rhodes on what's it called? Oh yeah, TBS, which is now Peachtree TV, because he was on TBS during those heydays, because who was on there? The late great Gordon Solie, good old JR, Jim Ross, because that's why TBS had those guys. So yeah, there's some really good tweets from Glenn Jacobs. You all know him as Kane, one of the greatest legends of all time. Good call there, Kane. Even who else was there? Oh wow. So there's so many legends that are gonna miss him, and he was my favorite too. So I was so sad to hear Joey Styles had some good tweets, and you know what? As an old say goes, long live the American Dream. You will never be forgotten there, Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace, my friend. My condolences go out to Goldust and Stardust. So, hey, this is Simon Marshall saying thanks for watching.